Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special shout out to our sponsors, Best Heating and Cooling and Gregory Home Team of Keller Williams. For more information on Best Heating and Cooling, go to best-heating.com and learn more about their heating and cooling services. And for more information on the Gregory Home Team of Keller Williams and the real estate services, go to sellwithgregory.com. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie on this Thursday morning. Man, we are so glad that you're joining us here today. And you know what? It is just going to be an awesome day. You know what? Every day you wake up, you get moving forward, you get to choose how your day is going to go. And I understand that not always, and I really understand recently, not always do fabulous things happen to us, but we get to choose what we do with everything in our environment, every circumstance that comes our way. We get to make that choice where we go from there. And I want to encourage you today to make positive choices, to do positive things, and to make the best of everything that comes your way. You know, my goal or my why in life, my purpose, is to inspire and encourage you to live a purpose-driven life of significance. So what do I mean by that? I want you to be a world changer. I want you to be a difference maker. I want you to do the amazing things God has created you to do. And you know what? I am so excited today to be able to be here with you on this platform, live streaming on Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie, and bringing you amazing guests. And that is why I love this show, because I can inspire and encourage you to the people that I bring on here on the show. You know, I love to connect with you, and I want to tell you that the best way to connect with me is russhedge.com. That's russhedge.com. And if we've not connected already, you can connect directly with me in a variety of ways, from social media to my email, my phone. You can even schedule time directly on my calendar. I would love that. And if you also would be so kind as to subscribe to my YouTube page, you will get all past content as well as upcoming content notices. And that would be so great. And then you'll be able to see all these amazing people, because, you know, this show is all about how amazing people connect. And today is like none other. We have one of those amazing people. Ian Koenig is with us today, and he's going to be here in just a moment to tell you about the amazing content he's creating, the amazing video and things that he is doing as a young man. I'm just in awe of what he's doing. So he'll be here in just 1 second, but I want to remind you again that we are here every Monday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Love for you to join us, and love for you to tell your friends about this show. You know, our audience continues to grow, and I'm so blessed with all of you. I'm so blessed with so many amazing guests that are willing to come on. So that's Monday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time for Marketing with Russ. I also want to tell you that I'm also on every Wednesday with my friend and co-host D. Scott Smith on the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. That's 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, as well as Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We're on Russ Reels Live. That show is a content topic-driven panel-driven show. It's a lot of fun because we talk about certain topics on there and bring an entire panel of knowledgeable experts in to tell you a little bit about that and to talk about that with each other. So if you could tune into any of those shows, I'd love to see you on any of those. And remember, the best way to get in touch with me or to learn about any of that is at russhedge.com. That's right, russhedge.com. So please do that. Last but not least, if you have not got your copy yet of Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, I would encourage you to do that. It's a book that will encourage you not to be befuddled, confused with life, not to be discontent, but to live with purpose, live with intent, move forward and make the best of things. Live the life you choose. And that's what I'm all about. So thanks again for being here today. We are going to move forward and get Ian in here because he has got so many great things to share with us. Here he comes. Ian's in the house. Hello, Ian.
Hello, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Enjoying
Good.
sunny day today.
Yes. Well, you are in your new office, you're telling me. You're located here out of Oregon, but you're traveling all over doing some really cool things. Why don't you give everybody a little information about who you are and what you're up to?
So a little bit about me. My name is Ian Koenig. I am 21 years old, based in Salem, Oregon. Right now, I run a kind of a digital marketing agency where I produce content for brands, individuals, athletes, basically anybody who needs content. This can be across sports, real estate, construction, coffee companies, convenience stores, you name it. I've kind of stuck my toe in the water and dabbled in the industry. But just super excited to be here and in this new office space. I finally have continued to grow a lot and decided to get my own space, just kind of separate that work and life balance. So it's been nice to be doing a lot of work out of here and kind of have somewhere where I can be really creative.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, it's really, I think what you just said is so important, especially at your young age. You're already doing amazing things and you're so busy that it's good to start working on that life work balance because you need to take care of yourself. You need some self-care and make sure that you're in the right place so you can help others. So you do a whole bunch of cool video content for people. Tell us a little bit about some of the video you're doing.
So as far as content goes right now, some of my primary clients, I'm working with a convenience store chain with over 40 stores across so that looks like just social media, brand photos, different kind of training videos. We just got back from filming like a little collaboration video with an influencer here in Oregon. It's kind of funny, but he throws plungers onto signs and makes them stick as video content. So we were able to have him out today and be able to collaborate with him, throw some plungers on our signs and get some cool content with that. His videos do really well just because they're kind of funny. But yeah, mainly most of my content is social media content that lives online. And while I'm not producing content here in Salem in the Oregon area, I work with a sports marketing agency called Alumni Sports Group that creates content for brands and athletes and the partnerships that they have together. So that's been awesome.
And that is really cool. I love the sports side of it because being a big sports nut myself and loving that, and being an Oregon State Beaver and having graduated from Oregon State, you've had an opportunity to work with a couple of alumni who have moved on to bigger and better things. Tell us about that.
Yeah, specifically the first alumni that comes off my head is Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer was one of the first athletes that I got to work with. And definitely thanks to my true friend, Irvin Sanchez, who's kind of helped me get into this industry and working alongside him along Avalon Sports. But Jordan Poyer, man, he is just one of the best people I feel like I've ever met. Every time I see him, he's treating me like family, and really, he's really easy to work with. Irvin, he just got done a little less than a year ago producing his first documentary for Jordan, and basically how he came out of Astoria, Oregon, into Oregon State and on to the Buffalo Bills to be an all-pro safety, which is an amazing story. And him just coming back to Oregon and getting involved with the community and seeing how much support he has behind him, like a true hometown hero, is really cool to see and document just kind of the journey that he's taken from the place that we both call home as well. So
Yeah, that, what I really love, because this shows about how amazing people connect. And you began this whole journey by making some connections, by reaching out via email. You and I talked about that, making connections that led from one step to another. Just give us a little short roadmap of where that started and how you got to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, so I would say 5 years ago, I was just getting started and just started producing content, kind of finding my style. I loved filming sports. I loved kind of elaborate and kind of flashy, cool editing. And once I was able to get online and just like establish my own profile, obviously I started looking into people around me who were maybe creating similar stuff or doing the same thing. I just started going in, basically connecting with everybody who I could online in the area. And I came across this amazing guy, Urban Sanchez, who we were doing pretty similar work. I was like, hey, man, you're in the area. We do pretty similar stuff. He was definitely better than me, and I felt like I had a lot to learn. So I ended up asking him out for coffee. We went out for coffee, started talking about the projects we were working on, and he basically said, man, if you want to work with me, you're going to need to do this, you're going to need to do this, you're going to need to do that. So shook his hand, parted ways, got after it, and kind of took his advice and kept on being maybe a little fly in his ear, like, hey, you have anything going on that I can maybe help out with? Eventually they turned into yeses, multiple projects done together, until him on his own side, he went and made some connections at NFL football camps. I met the owner of our company. But just being able to be like that person who took his advice and can leave him with a helping hand has definitely established a really strong connection between us, where we get to travel the country so far, Miami, Tucson, Buffalo, New York, all over the place to get to work on these projects together. So honestly, it was just kind of curiosity thing at first that has sparked into a long-term like business relationship. But honestly, I would say friendship as well, for sure.
Yeah, and I just love that, because you just really reached out. And a lot of people have asked me, why do you reach out and bring on people to your show, collaborate with people that are doing the same thing you are? Aren't you afraid they're going to take away business and do all this? And I'm like, no, no, no. We are better together. We build and grow together. We learn from each other. And that is so important. And you guys being in the same kind of industry, but being similar, learning from each other, growing together, and him helping you along the way. That is just amazing. I just love that whole story. And that's why, this show, again, is about how amazing people connect. And you have taken that. You and I talked a little bit. My son had a similar journey through his music, where he was able to reach out, connect, and collaborate with some people, and not only get in a band out there that's doing amazing, but also work for a Grammy Award winning mastering company, where he's able to work with Grammy Award nominated and Grammy Award winning artists, which is amazing. But it all started like you. It all started with emails and reaching out to people that are in his industry. And that's something I want to encourage everybody today. Listen to what Ian's saying. You got to be active. You got to be connecting and engaging with people, because you never know where that's going to lead. In fact, take us the next step and tell us, I hear that there was this little event that a few people watch that you got to do a little bit of video for this last year, called the Superbowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was actually Jordan, when Jordan was in one of the pictures, but just over the period of time, we were continuously shooting content for a specific company that was using our athletes to market their brand. And so we basically called them like the brand athletes, and these athletes represented Austin Air. And so when Austin Air was able to put some marketing dollars towards the Super Bowl with their athletes, one of my photos was able to be used as on some of the marketing content that they use. So that was really cool. I've been meaning to send that over to you. Maybe you could flash it up on the screen or something like that. But yeah, that'd be cool.
You should definitely send that to me. We can actually, if you have that photo, we can link to that and have it in the comments, if nothing else, or the show notes, so people can take a look at it. That'd be awesome. And you know how to get in touch with me, russhedge.com. There you go. But I really want to go back to taking simple steps, doing simple things, being willing to really put yourself out there and take a step forward and try to connect with people, engage with people, and build community in the area of that you're interested in. So you're interested in building content and video and all of that. It doesn't matter where you are, all of you watching today. It doesn't matter what your area of interest is. That's where you've got to go. You got to find that community. You got to build that community. You've got to work and collaborate with others. I always say that, I use McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's as an example all the time. Same exact type of restaurants. But you notice that when you go into every town, you find them all right together. Every rest stop along the freeway, they're all right together. Why is that? Because good, like companies draw each other, or draw customers and draw people, and they make each other better. They work harder to be better, and they end up rising together. I believe that with all of my heart. We are better together. We rise together. And so we don't want to be afraid of reaching out to others, because you're going to limit yourself, right? So Ian, what have you, in your vast experience and many years, what are some of the really best lessons you've learned to this point and all that you're doing that have really helped catapult you, besides what we've already talked about?
Yeah, I would say definitely a big one is, opportunities are something that you get, but it's definitely also something that you have to work for. And that just basically means, sometimes people get lucky and something falls into their lap, but doesn't really happen unless you connect with that one person who dropped your name that one time, or, went out of your way to shoot some photos of a business for free that led to, a partnership with that company or something like that. And so it takes a lot of effort to go out of your way to establish the connection, to prove that, you're legit or you're worth it. You're someone that people will invest your time into. But it takes a lot of work. It's definitely not handed to you. But I would just say that if you have a goal that you want to pursue, a person that you want to meet, or even a job that you want to start, a career, hobby that you want to jump into, there's really no reason to wait at all, because there's a quote that I hear a lot, but it's just basically that the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, but the second best time to plant it is right now. So there's just really no reason to get after it if that's the direction that life into, and that's something that you really love and want to be successful at. Give it your all, because I think that people are a little scared, and once they really become passionate and don't give up on something, for me, it's almost felt addicting to just kind of keep on going and to keep on creating, meeting new people. So yeah.
Well, you are wise beyond your years, I'm going to tell you, because there's a lot of people much older than you that are not doing those things. And there is no time like the present. That's a quote I've heard my whole life. If you haven't already done it, just get started. And if you don't know what you're doing, get started anyway. Because, people are afraid to get started because they feel like they don't know enough. They have imposter syndrome. They feel deficient. They have limiting beliefs that are holding them back. You got to jump out there. You got to get going, and you figure it out as you go. Yes, we all want to put out good quality content. Yes, we all want to do the best we can do, but you can't do that unless you get started. Yeah. And I think Ian, you said it so nicely, and that is, when you're getting out there, just don't be afraid to get yourself moving, to connect to the right people. And remember, also, everybody watching out there, yes, we want quality content and we want to do good stuff, right? But it takes that initial effort. It takes that initial connection. You got to start somewhere. And why not just start where you are and take one step forward, right? And then take the next step forward. It'll be amazing where that will lead you. And connection is an amazing, amazing thing. So, Ian, listen, okay, you're amazing. We're going to have to continue this conversation. But I want to tell everybody first how you and I got connected. Then I'm going to let you give some wrap-up comments. But, it's interesting because I love to connect with people. And Ian's already learned that. And all of you watching know that. But I initially have a good friend who I connected with through a networking group. actually a chamber. And then we've developed a great friendship over the years. And then he connected me with this gal named Kara here in Salem. Amazing, doing amazing social media work, a good friend of Ian's. And she connected me with Ian, who then Ian and I went out and had coffee and we just talked and got to know each other. That is true connection. We didn't talk business. We didn't talk how I could buy from him or he could buy from me. I learned about him, where he came from, where he went to school, what he was up to, about his family. And then he learned about me. And then we got together again and we talked some more. That is what true connection is all about. Then you find like interest, you find like abilities, and then you get to the point where you can actually work together. That know, like, and trust factor. Get to that trust point where you can actually do things together, or maybe you just support each other, right? I haven't needed to use Ian, but I am a huge supporter. He is on this show because I want you all to know about him and the amazing things he's doing so you can hire him, because all of his connection information will be here today. But before I jump to that, I want Ian, you to give us some wrap-up comments, what you want everybody to remember from today, and then tell everybody how to get in touch with you.
Yeah, I mean, it was just awesome the first time I met Russ. He just said we weren't trying to sell each other on anything. I feel like those are the best types of relationships to have, where you don't need anything off of each other, and that we can just be friends and talk about business if that's what we both like, but it doesn't have to be like talking and selling to each other, But you can find me on Instagram at madeby.ian is my username, as well as Facebook, Made by Ian. I've got a media production, a full agency that I would like to start rolling out to the public here eventually. So that could be something to keep an eye out on my profiles. But other than that, man, honestly, just keep on chasing after whatever you're doing. You run into roadblocks on the road, but as long as you keep pursuing, like I said, there's going to be gas stations along the way. You're going to be able to refuel. It's going to keep you charged up and ready to go. But just don't give up, even though times get hard. It's all going to be worth it in the end.
Yeah, and I love that. There's going to be gas stations along the way. You know who those gas stations are? Those are your people and community that you're building. That support structure that you're building by putting out the effort. And Ian, you've definitely done that, and I appreciate you so much. We are going to continue to be friends. I always joke with everybody, really, connection to me is lifetime. Man, you were stuck with me as your friend. So there you go. But I just want to encourage you all watching today. Learn from this young man. Connect with Ian. Not only has it all been ticking along the bottom, how to get in touch with him, but also his information will be in the show notes, in the comments of the show today. It's been happening before your very eyes. Make sure and reach out, connect with him. And I know that he's going to get busy and update his LinkedIn profile too. We talked about that.
Yes, I am going to do that.
That's right, because there's a lot of people watching today that love to connect on LinkedIn and would love to get together with you that way. So anyway, Ian, thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you. I am going to send you up to the green room and say goodbye, but hang tight for a second until I wrap things up, okay?
Thank you so much, Russ. Thanks for having me on, and best wishes.
You bet. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Wow. Okay. Amazing. Amazing young man, 21 years old. Woo. I wish I was doing what he was doing at 21, because you know what? He has really stepped forward at a young age and really got moving, done some pretty crazy, amazing things at his age. Why? Because he connected with the right people, because he took a step forward and he made an effort. He made an effort to make things happen. That's what I want to encourage you about today. You know what? You need purpose in life. You need to have a reason why you're doing what you're doing, and then do it, right? And then amazing things can happen for you too. I really feel all of you watching today have amazing, just waiting to burst out of you. You may not have the confidence, but let me tell you, it's true. You have God created you with abilities that nobody else has, that only you can do, things that only you can do. So get out there, make amazing things happen. And you know what? If you want to get in touch with me, don't forget russhedge.com. That's russhedge.com. And all of Ian's information has been ticking and will be, like I said, clickable in the comments, in the show notes. please connect with him as well and find out more about Ian today. And listen, thanks again, everybody, for being here. You know, we're here every Monday and Thursday on Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. And until we see you again, have a great day and a great life. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.